it's the same. Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Let's invite people. My head is this way because my screen is this way. Okay, we're just gonna wait for people to get into our final Bible study of the season. Oh, let me check and make sure this is good. Make sure. Oh my gosh. Please restore. Here we go. Okay. I hate when I have to put in my Facebook logins. I don't know what my Facebook password is. Guess we won't see it on there. Okay. I'm looking over here. I have notes written up over here. Okay. So if I'm looking this way, it's because my notes are over here. Hello, hello. How are you all doing? As you come in, just say how you're doing on this Monday, how your day is gone. And we'll start in like 2 minutes. Welcome in. Share this live with, well, maybe not with a friend because they're not in the group, but share this with, no, you can share it with a friend. And if they request, I will accept them. When you come in, say hello and how you're doing. We'll start in 1 minute. Hey, Tiffany. Oh, yes, I did enjoy the run. I'm going to talk about that tonight before the questions. It was great. It was great. It rained. Oh, okay, I'll talk about that. But it was great. It was great. How was your weekend? Yes, how was your weekend? Were y'all out of town this weekend? Was that this weekend that y'all were out of town? It looks like y'all have fun. Did y'all have fun in Chicago? You know, Chicago is my second favorite city. No, actually, do I love Chicago more than Cleveland? Yeah. So it's my first favorite city, and Cleveland maybe my second. Oh, that was last weekend. Wow, that feels like, I feel like I just saw those pictures on social media this weekend. Wow, time is going by fast. Oh, it rained the whole time. Oh, yeah, that is one sucky thing. You have to go back when it's summertime shy. Okay, 7:05, so I'll get started. And then people will come in and watch the replay. Okay. Oh, I can move this closer probably. Yes, there we go. Okay. So, good evening. Welcome to our final Bible study of the season. I have been doing these Bible studies since October. I think we've been here since October. Yes, we started monthly in October. And so I've been going strong every month. Oh my gosh. Every month since October. And I was like, I need a break this summer. This is the first summer where I'm not doing a bunch of things for the past, since 2019, well, since I've been in college, really. So definitely 10 years. I've just been doing things all summer, like whether it's school, whether it's working very hard at my jobs, whether it's leading Bible study, leading life group, leading Elevate, leading something. I've been doing that for a while, and I just was like, I need a break. I need a summer where I don't do pretty much anything outside of my one job, well, my full-time job. And I just want a break for the summer. I want to not feel like I always have to do something and prepare for something. I've been in that mode for a while, and I just need a break. I just need a break. This summer I really want to regroup with myself. I'll be 30 in the fall. So I'm like trying to really kind of slow my pace down, and really, so that I can really slow my mind down, slow my actions down. I'm very like all over the place with ADHD included. So I just want to slow down. I want to slow down. I feel like God has been telling me to slow down for a while, and I want to slow down this summer. I don't want to do too much. I want to enjoy my job, which is not too labor intensive. I want to enjoy my job. I want to take some time spiritually and kind of get back on track with that and get back into a rhythm with that. I want to really plan out like the next year or so, pace-wise, things I want to do, things in the house that need to be done, things with my family. I just want to organize my life, and I feel like I'm always on the go, so I'm always thinking about leading Bible study, or thinking about doing an Instagram Live, or thinking about writing a book, or thinking about doing this project, or finishing school, or getting a job. It's just been a lot of go, go, go. So this is the final, I have to say, this is the final Bible study for this season. So I believe from now on, the seasons will probably run from October to May, or September to May. And depending on how the summer is, I will do like a short series or something in the summer. I won't do that this summer, but I'll definitely be active in the group. I definitely will just post a lot more in the group and share a lot more things, because my focus will be more streamlined now. So I'm excited for that. So if you have been with me since October, or even before that, but if you have been with me since October, I thank you for being here, for sticking with me. This is the first time I did this, having this Facebook group and doing monthly Bible studies, and it really was birthed from a summer Bible study that I led last year, and just wanting to see women connect more and more and more, and talk about faith, talk about God, all those things. So yeah, I thank you all for sticking with me. So tonight, it probably will be a shorter session, because we're not going to be studying anything. It's really kind of more relaxed, and no structure. So really, it's originally I had a Q&A plan, and I still have a Q&A plans, but I was like, well, I can talk about my experience running the 5K as well, since this will be a more relaxed session tonight. So I'm going to talk about my experience running my first 5K, and then just answer a few questions. I do have some questions that I gathered to start with, but if if people have questions, definitely leave them in the chat and I will answer them. So Saturday, I ran my first 5K. I ran it with my husband, but it was not his first race. It was like his 15th or something. Where did the idea come to run a race? So where did this idea originally first come from? Oh, this actually started like 7 years ago in 2016, if that's 7 years. Yeah, that is, I think. Yeah, 7 years. So this actually came about 7 years ago. I was planning with my friend Taylor to run a was it a 5K? I don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure it was a 5K though. Back in 2016, I was going to run a 5K with my friend, but it didn't end up happening for some reason. I probably said, no, I'm not doing this. I quit or something, because I have the tendency, sometimes, not often, but to kind of procrastinate or put things off, or, not finish things. I don't do that very often, but sometimes I do. Especially with things that like aren't that big or that people really don't know about. I can secretly say, okay, I'm not doing that. So I started that. The idea to run a race first came to my mind in 2016 with my friend. And I didn't do it then. Haven't really thought about it over the past 7 years. And then I think in January, I was talking about races with my friends or something, at coworkers at work, and I brought it home to my husband to talk about, and he was like, yeah, like, let's do it. And he has run like 20 races before, so he's a pro, so this was nothing to him. But for me, I was a little nervous. Well, I was a lot nervous because I'm a competitive person, okay? I'm a very competitive person. So once I hear anything like a race or activity involved, I automatically get in competition mode. And I'm like, I have to be the best, or not the best, because I never thought I would win, ever qualify or win a race at all. But I'm like, I want to be in the best shape I can be, to run the whole time, to not give up, to blah, blah, blah. And so started preparing for it in February, I believe, with running and everything. And once I started to talk to more people about who have done races before, I started to see like people do this all the time. Like, it's nothing for people of all ages to do a race. So I was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. Like, it's not a thing. It's not that serious. Because I was like, I almost gave up, because I was like, I haven't been training as much as I wanted to. And I was nervous that I either wouldn't be able to finish, or that people would look at me and say, oh, she's not a runner. There we go. A runner. And I just had all these thoughts, overthinking, as I typically do. So I almost didn't even continue on with it. I literally almost told my husband, like, okay, we don't have to do this, like 2 weeks ago. But he didn't say anything. So I'm like, okay, well, if he not backing down, then we just gonna finish this out and let's just see what happens. And then, so I've been training. I trained from like February until May. A couple times a week, just running, trying to build up my endurance and everything. So we get to the race week, which was last week. No, the weekend. Anything happened before then? No. So the day of the race, actually, it's raining outside. No, the week I started checking the weather. And I'm like, oh, it's supposed to rain. But typically, in Cleveland, a lot of times when it says that it's going to rain far out in the week, typically it kind of moves further by one day. So I really thought it wasn't going to rain until Sunday. I was like, oh, it says rain on Saturday, but it's not going to rain on Saturday, because we have a race. Why would it rain? Because we have a race. So when I woke up Saturday and it was pouring, I was like, okay, so this is what we're doing. And I'm still thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, this race is going to get canceled. Like, sir's not going to do this. Like, we're not doing this. But nothing got canceled. So even we got in the Uber and drove over there. Even in the Uber ride, it's raining so hard. I'm like, what are we about to do? I thought it honestly was going to stop by the time we got there. But before we left, sir was like, you need to wrap your hair, put a scarf on your head. And my hair was like this, but it was more curly. And I tried to wrap it and stuff, and it just was not working under my hat. So I was like, you know what? I'm just putting in a ponytail. Totally wish I would have wrapped my hair. But it's okay. Listen to your husband the first time. It's okay though. So when we get there, and it stopped raining heavily, but it was still like, not drizzle. I guess drizzling is the best word. So I'm like, sir, are we like really gonna do this? And he's like, yeah, they only postpone the race when it's thunder. And I was like, all right, so let's go, let's get it. I didn't have any, not like a fanny pack. I didn't have no purse. I didn't have anything. I specifically bought leggings that had pockets on them, or leggings, yoga pants, whatever, that had pockets on them so I could put stuff in my pockets so I won't have to carry anything. So now that it's raining outside, I'm like, oh my gosh, is my phone gonna get wet? Like, this is just gonna be terrible. But it was really nothing I could do. So put my stuff in my pockets and we got prepared to race. And the crazy thing was, the thing that made me just put all of my inhibitions down was seeing all of the people, children, older people, young people, all types of people, just excited about the race still, even though it was raining. Now, it wasn't cold. That was the benefit. It was not cold. It wasn't a cold rain. It was just rainy. So once I saw everybody was excited about racing, I said, okay, well, we gonna finish. The goal was to always finish. I didn't have a time. I didn't have a pace. I didn't have any of those things. I just wanted to finish since it was my first race. So that was the goal, to just finish. And I did finish. We both finished. Sharon and I both finished. And it was really great. It was a great experience. 3 miles was just enough. That was a great starter race. I don't know if adrenaline, I could have made it a bit longer because adrenaline was running. So yeah, but it was good. It was fun. You know, one of the biggest things that I learned and that I'm trying to continue to grow in is training my mind to be mentally strong. I have always been an emotional person, relied on my emotions, which is great because my emotions, I'm in touch with my emotions. I'm in touch with other people's emotions. I can relate and be empathetic in that way. So it's a strength. But sometimes I rely too much on my emotions, or I make decisions based out of my emotions, which is not a strength. So I've really been trying to grow myself to be mentally strong, to endure, to persevere, to not let negative thoughts dictate my actions, to not let the enemy's lies dictate my actions. So just trying to become mentally strong to keep going. And so me finishing that race and not quitting because it was raining and it was my first time and all those things really inspired me to just keep going, just keep making myself stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those things. So that was really one of the biggest things that I learned and saw in myself, and to just do it, stop having all these preconceived notions and being extra sensitive or insecure about what people will think of you or what you're not good at or all these different things, because it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. Like, everything that I worried about prior to the race had no bearing on me completing the race. And so it was just another opportunity for me to see how overthinking can really stop me from achieving the things that I want to do in life and achieving the things that God has for me in life. And so I would just encourage everyone who struggles with overthinking or negative thoughts or insecurities about self to really focus on channeling those thoughts into positivity and positive thoughts. And the moment that you experience a negative thought, shut it down completely and think about the positive. Think about what you can do. Tell yourself what you can do and just do it. I think that we are our own worst enemies a lot of times and our biggest obstacle to overcome. So yeah, that was fun. I actually am going to look at other races happening around the city, around the state. I heard there are some fun races in Cincinnati. And so I'm going to look into more races to run with Sir. I don't know what they'll be, 5K, 10K, I don't know. But I do want to look, definitely not more than 10K. Well, who knows? Who knows? What did I just say? Who knows? what the summer has in store. I could run a whole half marathon, which is like 13 miles. Who knows? So I'm going to look into more races because I do want to do more. I want to keep going. And that's what people said who have done this before. They said that you get a bug. You get bit by the running bug and you just can't stop doing races. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but I definitely want to do at least a couple more before the summer ends or before the season ends. I'll say more so. So yeah, that was my experience running my first 5K. I hope that you all do it as well. You know, even if you aren't physically able to run the entire time, you don't have to. They have walking divisions, they have a running division. If you need to take breaks, all of those things. It's really a low pressure environment, which I personally love because I put enough pressure on myself. I just need low pressure environments. So yeah, if you want to run, or if you're interested in running, or you're planning on running in a race this summer, let me know. I definitely want to know more. I'm new to this world, so I'm just going to be Google searching a lot of things. But if you know of any races, or you're doing any races, or any of those things, let me know. We can maybe run together. So let's get into this Q&A. I have 5 questions here that I'm going to answer to start. If there are no questions after that, then we'll probably just wrap up with that, and I will see you all in the group. So the first in the group, Facebook group. The first question is, what are some practical bits of advice you can offer concerning a woman's day-to-day life? What are some practical bits of advice you can offer concerning a woman's day-to-day life? I like that question. What I've seen is that our day-to-day lives can get very busy. So as I was saying earlier, in my effort to slow down, I think that taking time each day to sit and either reflect or journal or think or not think or just take in life, you know, all those things, I think should be a habit in our day-to-day lives. I worked in about an hour after work of me just sitting and kind of like, I stay on there entirely too long. So maybe I should start giving myself a timer. Okay, so sorry. That's annoying. Okay. So, yeah, that's annoying. My internet went down for whatever reason. It never goes down. It has never gone down till today, but it's okay. We're back. So, like I was saying, the question was, what are some practical bits of advice you can offer concerning a woman's day-to-day life? I was saying before we were rudely interrupted that I believe it's important to take a break, take time in your day each day to pause, reflect, breathe, and kind of center yourself. A lot of times we're on the go, running to the next meeting, running to the next assignment, and we don't really get a chance to sit and kind of breathe, let our thoughts, excuse me, y'all, I'm drinking this prebiotic soda, and it's giving me the burps, so excuse me. But yes, anyway, so doing that, taking some time during the day or towards the end of the day to sit for like 30 minutes and let your thoughts decompress, relax, center yourself. I will also say to just always have a plan, you know, each day. Write out stuff in your scheduler or your phone, whatever, type it out, however you keep organized. I would say have a plan each day, you know, have a list of things you have to do, or what, not a list, whatever, a couple of tasks that you have to do or that you want to accomplish for the day, and do it. You know, I really have seen how staying organized and having a list and having, you know, things like that help me to stay on track, help me to stay organized, help my mind to not have to do as much work because it's written out on paper. I don't have to remember things. I'll also say spend time with God daily. I need to get so much better with this. I'm seeing that when I don't spend time with God, I just use more fleshly power, emotions, strength, all those things when I don't have to. So I need to rely on God, and so I need to make sure that I'm getting refilled and poured into each day by God, refreshed and refilled. How can a woman create a full life? Second question, how can a woman create a full life for herself as a single person? So I love this question because it's a great question. I really believe that this is a good question for everybody, you know, but I'm talking to single women. So I've seen that a lot of single women have struggles with being happy in their singleness and really enjoying life because they feel like, oh, I have to, you know, I can't go on this trip because I'm not married. I want to go with my husband, or I want to experience this with my husband. And you don't know where your husband's coming. So experience those things right now. You don't even know when, you don't know if you're having a husband, when he's coming, or if you're even going to be alive tomorrow. So I really, really, really encourage single women to create a full, holistic life right now. And so I created 6 ways to create a holistically healthy single life. And what I mean by holistically healthy, I mean that making sure that your life is healthy in all aspects. A lot of times we focus on our spiritual health. A lot of times we focus on our spiritual health, or our mental health or emotional health, and we may neglect our physical health, or we may neglect our finances, or we may neglect our friendships and relationships. And so I believe that Christian women in particularly, but all people, should create a holistically healthy single life, a life that you can enjoy right now in the present, not waiting for your future family or waiting for your future children or future opportunities, but creating that life that you want now. So those 6 ways, the 6 areas that I have suggested that single people really focus on to create a holistically healthy life are: number 1, deepen your spiritual life. I think that is number 1 off top. Deepen your spiritual life, because in order to have a healthy life outside of spirituality, you have to have a healthy spiritual life. So when I say healthy, all I mean by is spending time with God, reading the Bible, hearing from God, studying, praying, worshiping, those types of things. Making sure that you're really knowing that you're hearing from God, strengthening your spiritual ears, strengthening your spiritual eyes, all of those things, to make sure that you're hearing from God, you're being led by God, all of those things. So deepen your spiritual life is my first area to focus on when it comes to creating a holistically healthy single life. The second area is to prioritize your mental health. So what I mean by this is, and these aren't after spiritual life is not in a particular order. So prioritizing your mental health means going to a therapist if you need to. Taking medications if you need to. If you are prescribed to medications, making sure that you're taking them if you know that they will help you feel better, operate better, navigate life better. If you have been prescribed medications that have been proven to work and they don't cause any negative side effects, and the Lord has okayed you to take them, take your medications. I know there's stigmas around medication, and you may have a personal stigma yourself, but if your medications help you to do the things that God has called you to do, for you to be healthy, for you to function, take them. Take your medications. Go to counseling if you need to. You know, go to get a life coach if you need to. All of those different things. Yes. So the third area I suggest focusing on is your stewarding your physical vessel. So a lot of Christians neglect taking care of their physical vessel, guys. Obesity is rampant in the church. Obesity is rampant in the church. Obesity is rampant in the church. Gluttony is a sin. Okay? And a lot of times we don't talk about it because, you know, we don't want to ruffle any feathers, or we don't want to, challenge our own selves to get in shape. But taking care of your physical vessel, maintaining a healthy weight that for you and your doctor and the Lord, determine what a healthy weight is, maintaining that, making sure you're eating right, eating healthy full meals, you're eating 3 times plus snacks a day. I know I struggle with under eating. I don't eat 3 times a day, but I have had to make alarms on my phone to remind me to eat. I've had to just set up parameters and things in place so that I will eat on time and the appropriate amount of times a day, because under eating takes a toll on your body just like overeating does. If you're not getting your nutrients in, you're fatigued, your brain's not able to function clearly, just a lot of different things when you're under eating. So taking care of your body, eating as many times as you are supposed to a day, restricting what you eat if you have to, limiting what you eat if you have to, all of those things, going to a physical therapist, going to your doctor. A lot of us, we miss our teeth cleaning. We got to get our teeth cleaned. Women, go get your yearly pap test. Go get your yearly checkups. Go get your just go get your tests. Just get your tests. Follow doctor's orders, follow God's orders, and just take care of yourself. 4th area is prioritizing your emotional health. So same as mental health, do what you need to do to take care of your emotional health. If you need to go to counseling, if you need to address childhood trauma, past trauma, current trauma, do those things. Developing emotional regulation and self-control is a skill. I was saying earlier how sometimes I am not emotionally regulated properly, and I sometimes let my emotions lead and dictate when that is not proper. So I've had to learn how to properly navigate my emotions and classify them and organize them into where they need to be, so then I can think logically with my brain to figure out what is the best option, decision for whatever situation that I'm facing. Knowing who you are and whose you are. Knowing who you are in Christ, knowing who He has called you to be, and walking in that is a part of developing your emotional health. Number 5 is create a fun lifestyle. If you're just joining, we are talking about, I'm answering questions. One of the questions was how to create a full single life for yourself. Number 5 is create a fun life. I really feel that we don't know how to have fun. Like we are very legalistic when it comes to fun. We try to overregulate people's fun, underregulate our fun. Have fun. Find those hobbies that you have been wanting to try for years and you never tried it. Do it. Join local clubs and organizations. Network. Grow your network. Grow your social circle outside of the people that you just hang around or your Christian friends. Grow your social circle outside of the people that you normally interact with. Maintain employment or schooling. This is a huge one for this generation coming up now. They think they don't have to work for whatever reason. But to have a holistically healthy single life, you always need to be working towards something. The Bible tells us that we all have assignments to work. Whether you are working a full-time job, a part-time job, a quarterly job, no job, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're doing your things at home, or you're volunteering in the community, doing charity work, or you're in school, you should be working towards a goal, towards a vision, towards something. You should not be sitting at home every day, surfing the internet, watching TV, eating, chilling. No. Unless God has specifically called you to do that for a season of life, which he does cause people to not work or not do too much for a season of life. If that's not your case, you should be working or in school or doing something with your life. Maintain healthy relationships with friends and family. So have fun with people. Hang out with your family. Hang out with your grandparents. Hang out with your nieces and nephews. Hang out with your cousins. You just never know what life is going to bring. So just hang out with people. Have fun with no attachments, no expectations either. Embrace your unique personality. Embrace who God has called you to be. That is a huge, I believe, a very vital and important piece of living a healthy, holistic, and full life is knowing who you are, your personality, and walking in that. A lot of us waste time trying to people please or trying to fit in with people that are not like us or that we don't need to try and fit in with. When in reality, all we have to do is be who God created us to be, and he will bring the people around us that need to be around us. Lastly, manage your finances properly. This is huge. A lot of people say they want to be married, but they are not developing skills that will transfer into marriage. Managing your finances properly as a single person is very important. I don't care if your husband pays all the bills or will pay all the bills. You need to learn how to manage your finances properly. And this is something that I'm seeing. I did not manage my finances properly before marriage, and I'm realizing how much of a skill it is just to be able to also help my husband. You know, even though he manages the finances, he's the one who really puts the budget together and everything. I want to be able to help him and take a little bit of load off his plate by knowing how our finances work, knowing how our bills work, knowing how to save money, all of those things. So managing your finances is important in life, period. We are not to stay in debt. You know, society, our culture is very debt driven. And credit cards, car loans, our phones, student loans, all these loans that we take out to live when it's not necessary. You know, the Bible says in Exodus 22:14, if you must borrow money, you should work to pay it back. So anything that we're borrowing, any money that we're borrowing or anything that we borrow, we should work to pay people back, because that is a trait of godliness. You know, paying back what you owe, being a good steward, making sure that you are in a good place, you know, with people and situations. You don't owe people stuff. You're not, you know, ducking and dodging phone calls and all these things, racking up more debt, all these things. God calls us to be good stewards of our money. So learn how to manage your finances properly. So if you have to, you know, take some classes, free classes, the library, a lot of libraries offer free classes. Churches offer free classes. There are biblical resources that will help you get out of debt. All of those things that you can access to help get your finances in order. So those are the 6 areas that I have developed to focus on to create a full, healthy, holistic, single life. The next question is, how do I navigate social media pressures and the insecurities they may bring? So social media is a beast. Now, I am a millennial, so I have seen the internet literally be invented and literally grow to what it is today. So it's really shocking. It's just interesting to see the evolution and what social media has created for our society. Social media is really a world in of itself. YouTube is a world, Instagram is a world, Twitter is a world, Snapchat is a world, TikTok is a world. All of these social media platforms, they're their own world. Twitch, Clubhouse, all of these places are their own mini worlds in our society nowadays. And so if you're not careful, you can get sucked into those worlds and really become a different person. I've had to be very careful of who and what I listen to and follow on social media, because I've just noticed how untrue a lot of it is. And if you believe the untruths, your perspective will start to change. So in a society where we don't really know what's true and what's false, a lot of times it's best to just be cautious of social media and navigating it in general. So I personally would say definitely give yourself time limits on social media. I do not believe everybody should be on every single app. I am not on Snapchat. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Twitter. Well, I am on TikTok, but I don't check TikTok. I'm only on there to post and go. I'm not a fan of TikTok, and I don't want a bunch of apps. I've been on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter since 09 or something like that. And just having all of those apps or being on all those social media websites overwhelms me, and it's too much information I'm processing. Our brains are literally trying to process so much more information than they were really designed to process at such a high speed that I'm starting to see the negative effects of it. Memory loss, brain fog, all these things. So I really limit the amount of social media accounts that I am active on. And I'm really about to limit that down to just Instagram and Facebook, because Twitter is another world and I can't do Twitter. It's too toxic. So knowing yourself, knowing your limits, what you are susceptible to, what insecurities you have, what you're struggling with, knowing who you are helps a lot in this situation, because you know what to avoid. I don't follow, naked people on Instagram or any of these platforms. I don't follow naked people, whether it's men or women. I don't follow scantily clad men or women. I really don't follow a lot of men, period. Don't follow men that work out, workout trainers and things like that barely wear shirts. And I don't follow those pages. There's a lot of types of pages that I don't follow, just to put a safeguard around myself. So I think that is valuable for everyone. If you know you don't want to be a part of a polygamous marriage, don't follow people who practice polygamy. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge thing that's become more popular. I know I don't want that energy in my home, in my mind, none of that. So I don't follow any polygamous influencers, or, they have those now. People who participate in a lot of activities that I don't participate in, I don't follow, just to keep it real cute. So yeah, I would say know who you are, know your insecurities, know what you're susceptible to, and avoid those things. Put safeguards around them. Don't follow accounts that trigger you. Don't follow accounts that tempt you. Don't feel like you have to be on every social media platform that there is out there. Find ones that you really like, that you draw inspiration from, and follow them. I know some people who only have like a Pinterest account, and they just pin stuff all day, or not all day, but they pin stuff. And that's how they get their social media, interaction. Do what works best for you. Staying away and not getting caught up. Even in the Christian influencer and celebrity culture on social media, you can get caught up in thinking that you have to preach a certain way, or read the Bible a certain way, or lead a certain way. All these different things that will get you, that will kind of trick you up. Just don't engage. Just don't follow it. Also set time limits for how long you're on social media for. I used to have the time limits where the app would shut down. I took those off. So I need to add them back on, so that my phone will shut the app down once I go past that limit. I know why I took them down, because I was using them for like my blogging stuff. I use social media a lot for my blogging stuff, this type of stuff. So having a limit on there wasn't productive. But during that season, because I didn't have access, or really wasn't getting on the desktop like that. But now that my time is more kind of consistent, I can now use a desktop and put those limits back on my cell phone. So yes. One more question. You know what? let's end it here. 7:49. Let's end it here. Yeah. So thank you all for joining me. If you have more questions or you want to do another Q&A or whatever, leave a comment here, send me a message, all those things. Thank you all again for being on this journey with me from October to May 22nd. We will be back with live Bible studies in the fall. I may pop in and do a live, something in Facebook over the summer, but I will not be doing official live monthly Bible studies from June to August. But this group chat or this group Facebook group will still be active. I will still post in there. I still want us to be an active community and I want us to grow. So make sure you are active in the Facebook group, keeping up with all updates regarding walking together. I just thank you all again for this. This was great. And I will see you all in the next time I see you, next time I see you, maybe next week. But I will see you all the next time I see you. And I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your evening and have a good night.